It's a WIP Afternoon Show with Ike, Spike, and Fritz in Clearwater with Trea Turner. Thanks for joining us today, Trea.
Thanks for having me.
So, vibe-wise, how has camp been so far?
It's been good. We got a lot of good players out here working hard and trying to get back in the swing of things. I feel like it's pretty typical, and we've got a good group that knows how to go about their business. So it's been a normal one, but energy seems up and seems like we're having fun.
So thinking back to last year at this time, we talked to you, and it was you were going into the season preparing to hit leadoff, which is something you hadn't done in a while. Looking back to that and looking how it went during the season, how do you think it went? And moving forward, if you were to be in that position again, what would you look to change?
I felt like it went pretty good for the most part. I felt like I didn't walk a ton, but I felt like I was on base a bunch. Felt like when I get hot and start swinging the bat well, I make a lot of contact, put the ball in play a lot. So it's hard to come by on the walks. I feel like, but as far as just getting on base and stealing some bags, producing runs, I felt like it did pretty good. I do want to hit for some more power. I feel like 15 home runs is pretty low. Obviously, everyone talked about the homers at home a little bit. And I had 13,
that was weird.
Yeah, very weird. 13 on the road. If I could just have 13 at home, that'd be a pretty good year. So not really trying to change too much if I'm back there. Not trying to change too much. Just maybe slug a little bit more and keep those at-bats consistent.
Spike he brought up last year, man. I mean, if not for Schwarber and the amazing year that he had last year, I mean, you winning the batting title, right? That was awesome. Finishing fifth in MVP voting. Had a pretty darn good year last year. Satisfied with what you were able to do?
Yeah, I was pretty proud of the year because I did some things that I hadn't been good in the past. I kind of fixed those mistakes, and that's basically why I had a good year. The power was down, like I said, a little bit, and it's hard to be, an impact, MVP type player if you're not hitting homers. So to have that year with the defense and getting on base and winning the batting title, I thought was pretty cool and a good year, and kind of striving for that again with a little bit more.
I want to talk about your defense because it was fascinating last year and a little nerdy because growing up, the old adage was stay in front of the baseball, right? And what you did last year that I thought was so interesting is you went backhand a lot. What is the philosophy there, and is that like a change in baseball?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit different. I feel like people want to square up, but Bobby talks about it a lot. If you have a conversation with for just 5 minutes, he'll teach you quite a bit. And like you guys saw, it took me 2 years to kind of realize it. But if you're playing catch, basically every catch you have is a backhand. You're always kind of working towards the ball as a backhand. You're not squaring up the ball and getting in front of it. So he wants you to backhand quite a bit of the ground balls you get, and when you do backhand, your front arm is farther out in front of you and you have more room to work with. You can work back a little bit and you can work forward. If you're squaring up, you can only work out so much and then you kind of get stuck a little bit. So I felt like I was making a lot of backhand plays a lot more routinely. Mm-hmm. And not only was I making the play, it just felt a lot easier. Yeah. And that stems from him kind of just getting that work in and teaching me these things, and the transfers got better, and the arm was there. So I'm looking forward to doing that again. I want to be that consistent player, and I felt like last year was a big step in that direction, and I think the backhand was a huge part of it.
Cause I got 2 boys at home. Yeah. I got to teach them, do we stay
in
front of the ball or do we go backhand?
To me, it's completing plays. I always wanted to complete the play. I don't really care how it looks. So I think that's different for everybody. What are you good at? And you got to know what you're good at, and then you got to know where you can improve. And I felt like I could improve the backhand for sure, especially on the transfer. I felt like Bobby's helped me a lot on the transfer where I'd catch a ball, get to the ball, but the exchange and the throw was a little out of sync. And all of that synced up last year, and that's where you get big bonus points. Those sometimes are hits and you take them away, and longer throw and faster guys kind of beat those out. So the exchange is really important, and that was the difference.
You certainly don't need affirmation from me or any of us, but watching you defensively last year felt really exciting because just to my eye, you took a step. Yep. I think you should be commended too, and I'm curious about the mindset of it, to being at this point in your career and being a celebrated player at your position, continuing to work on that part of your game isn't something you see that often. So what drove that for you to want to be better at shortstop?
I definitely don't. I don't care for anybody to tell me I'm good. I'm hard on myself. I kind of was raised that way. I've talked about it in the past, so I don't really care if you speak highly of me or not. It's more of me competing with myself, and I felt like my entire career I felt like I should be a better defender. At times I was pretty good. At times I was obviously really bad, and it just felt like there was something missing there. And I know it's in there, and we talked about it a lot last year in the spring training, and I had to prove it, and last year I kind of proved it. So now it's, can I do this each and every year for as long as I possibly can? I feel like I can, and I'm going to keep working at it. I'm not scared to make an adjustment, scared to try something different. I'll do whatever. I know I got to evolve with the game a little bit. As you get older, things change, and I'm open-minded. So between the work ethic and just willing to try things, I'll always be in that situation.
If I just switch back over to your offense, I know you talked about wanting to hit for more power this year. Like, how do you do that? Like, I thought you did a great job of just hitting last year and making contact. Is that something you consciously try to do when you say, okay, you want to hit for more power? And if so, does that compromise anything else in your approach to hitting?
So I feel like it doesn't, because in 21 was probably my best season. I hit for good average, and I hit I think 28 homers or so, something like that. So it's in there. For me last year, the missing piece was kind of pulling the ball in the air. When I would pull the ball, it was a little more like side spin, top spin, as opposed to backspin, and I'm a big backspin guy. So last year I used the whole field really well. I want to continue to do that. But when I get my mistakes and when I pull the ball, I need to pull it with some backspin in the air to the left side. I don't got to hit it 110 miles an hour. I just got to hit it that 102, and clip it good. That's how I hit my homers. Me and Kyle and Bryce and guys like that are a little different. They kind of just muscle it out of there because they're so strong. For me, I kind of got to hit the ball at the right angle, at the right speed and whatnot. So that's something that was big strength for me early in my career. I could really pull the ball, keep it fair, not hook it foul. And last year I was just missing that a little bit. I felt like when I was getting hot right before I got hurt, I started doing that, and I started seeing, the adjustment where even if I wasn't hitting a homer, I was kind of backspinning it to the pull side. So for me, that's just the difference, is continue everything I was doing, but just get that backspin on the pull side, and I think that should take care of it for itself.
Trea Turner with us in Clearwater. One more thing about the where you're hitting in the lineup. Do you want to hit cleanup again, or hit leadoff again? And at what point during spring training, if you're not going to, is it productive for you to know where you are so you can, I guess, get your head right?
Yeah, I really don't care. I've hit 1, 2, 3 basically my entire career. When I was with the Dodgers and the Nats, I hit third for a little bit, and I feel good about it. So I don't know what Rob wants to do. I like hitting leadoff just in the sense that I feel like I can use my speed a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we're here to win games, and I want to win. So whatever Bryce, Kyle, Rob, any of these guys want to do, I'm here for it. So I'll make the adjustment. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. I don't need 20 games in spring training hitting third or anything like that. It's really the same approach, just a little bit different in the order. The only thing I would say is the speed changes, but that's easy to adjust to when you're hitting down that way.
Does it gnaw at you that you didn't get invited back to the World Baseball Classic after the season you had?
No, I definitely wanted to go. I think it would be cool, but obviously when they asked Bobby and Gunnar pretty early on, I was just like, I'll go sit the bench. I'll be there and hang out and be with the guys. It's such a fun experience. So I gladly would do it again. But no, I wish them all the best. No anger here. I think it's part of it. Every year the roster's a little different and things happen. And I felt like I had fun. I did a good job, and it is what it is. So I hope they win this year. We fell just a little bit short, but obviously to a really good team, and I'm excited to watch it.
How does it affect the preparation for the season, having the World Baseball Classic where it is? Does it hurt?
I don't know. I feel like I got off to a hot start, and then obviously I kind of had one of my, I guess, worst years, that year, but I did get off to a hot start. I just think you got to prepare for the World Baseball Classic differently. I don't know if it necessarily affects the season as a position player, but you kind of got to be ready to compete a lot earlier. And out here in spring training, you're kind of working on things, and you're trying to take your at-bats seriously, but at the same time you might be working on, two-strike hitting or taking a pitch that you'd normally swing at. So I think that kind of goes out the window, and you kind of got to lock it in pretty early, because it almost feels like the first game's an elimination game. You got to get out of your pool and move on. So I think the position players, you got to prepare a little bit earlier, but as far as the season goes, I don't think it's too much of an issue.
And nobody remembers the start of that season.
I do. I won't forget that.
A lot of us remember August 4th on.
Yeah.
There's some new pitchers in camp. Obviously, some guys from last year as well. Any pitchers kind of catching your eye?
Yeah, Bacchus and Bolin and Keller. I mean, I think the three new guys that everyone's talked about. I got a chance to face them in lives. Keller's an uncomfortable bat. Had a great season last year. Bolin I didn't know much about, but I saw him pitch yesterday. Throws strikes, works ahead, and it's got the velocity and size. And Bacchus is just so funky, and I think that with that extension, he's really uncomfortable for lefties and righties. So those three guys I'm really excited for. But I just feel like the depth in the bullpen is crazy this year. I mean, you look around the locker room and there's probably another 8 guys that have pitched for us at some point in the last few years, and I'm just looking forward to seeing any one of those guys step up and kind of take hold of that position. So I think it's pretty exciting from that standpoint, and just kind of got to wait it out a little bit and see who kind of does that.
What's it been like having some younger guys around? Yeah. Justin Crawford, Andrew Painter, Aiden Miller. What's your relationship with those guys, and what's it been like?
Yeah, you need it. I think the best teams have a little bit of everything. They have veterans, they have guys in the middle of their career, and then they have some young guys for the energy. And I think it's nice to see that next wave kind of coming on the cusp. So I've got a chance to talk to Aiden and Justin quite a bit. I haven't talked to Painter as much because we on different schedules. But Aiden and Justin are right next to me in the locker room. So just getting a chance to get to know them a little bit and joke with them, and seem like good dudes and working hard, and they don't seem scared of the moment. So I'm excited for them to just get that next opportunity whenever it is. I think you can only do so much. They've played so good, in the minor leagues, and it's only a matter of time before they get a chance to prove themselves up at the highest level. So,
that's me.
Is that your
alarm? I have a daily 11 o'clock.
All right, wake up!
Look, man, I have a daily 11 o'clock alarm, so I call him and get ready for the show. But we're recording the show right now.
That sounds like an excuse.
My bad. That's on me.
I'll forgive you.
That's on me.
But no, I think we're going to need them, and those guys are super important. I don't think I can say that enough. So. Anything that they need from a veteran standpoint or coaching standpoint or a staff standpoint, I think they're going to get, and it's going to be up to them to kind of take that and run with it.
Have you guys had a conversation or a meeting about how you're going to handle the ABS thing this season, about when you should do it and how you should do it?
We talked about it and just what to expect in certain situations. I don't think we have a game plan necessarily yet. Like, are we allowed to challenge, in the first inning or this or that? We've talked about it and the adjustments, and I think every time the MLB implements a new rule, I feel like the first month is a little weird. You got to figure it out, pitch clock, all these things. And then after the first month, it seems like it's always been there. So I feel like in spring training and maybe that first month, you'll see some weird plays, some weird calls, or you should have challenged that, why didn't you type deal. And that's going to happen. And then after that, I think it's going to be, just part of the game. So I'm excited for it. I think the umpires have been really good this spring training in general. A lot of challenges have stand. And so it's been nice to see that, and I don't think it's going to be overwhelming or anything drastic, but just making sure in a big spot, bases loaded, 2 outs, and it's 3-2 count, and you think it's a ball, you challenge it, and maybe that scores a run for you. So it's going to be nice to have that aspect, and that goes for our pitching staff as well. So I'm excited for it. I think it's a good thing.
So before we let you go, last year, the last question, I asked you to rank Starburst flavors, and the next day, you did it, and the next day this guy called up, was furious with me that I didn't give you a harder question at that point than I asked you about candy.
I like layups.
Well, so for that guy, I'm going to ask you about candy again, and I have a final 4 of non-chocolate candies, and you have to pick who you want in the matchup, and then we'll have the final.
Okay.
All right. So the first one is Sour Patch Kids versus Haribo gummy bears.
Oh, that's the matchup.
That's the matchup. You have to pick one.
Oh,
yeah.
Is there blue Sour Patch Kids?
Or
is it the?
I would say it's variety flavor. It's like the variety bag.
I'm gonna go. Man, that's tough. I'm gonna go gummy bear. That's a close one.
Wow.
That's a close one. That's close.
Good pool.
That's
okay. All right.
I'm gonna go gummy bear.
Okay. Second matchup is Skittles versus Starburst.
Gosh, these are way harder.
Okay.
Those are 4 great options. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Skittles.
That's a good answer.
So that sets up
Starburst.
Skittles versus gummy bears? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there it is. What is it?
I like both, but I'm only going to base this off my childhood. I think I ate way more Skittles than probably any other candy. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give Skittles the crown.
All right.
There it is.
Well, there is we ended with the tough stuff.
That's
That was hard.
Yeah.
Tough
you
question
and
of the day.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
both love Skittles. Yeah.
Not as much as that guy. That guy loves Skittles. But yeah, when I was a kid, I love those.
They're still a favorite. Halloween, the kids will always reach for the Skittles
Oh, yeah.
first. Yeah.
Yep.
All
Well,
right.
I gave out organic candy.
Well, yeah, he really did. He gave
Yeah.
out. He wants the whole neighborhood to be healthier.
New wave.
Yeah.
New wave.
All right, Trey. Thank you. Good luck this season. We appreciate your time,
Yeah,
today,
thank
man.
you guys.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.